Welcome to this explainer. We live in a world that absolutely obsesses over the self-made individual, right? Everywhere you look, people are chasing this idea of total independence and self-sufficiency. But what if I told you that this entire worldview is basically built on a massive illusion? Today, we're going to completely deconstruct this modern idol and look at reality through the profound, divine lens of the Quran. And hey, before we get too deep, if you find these spiritual deep dives helpful, you'll see a subscribe icon right on your screen. Make sure to click it so we can keep bringing you content that really nourishes the soul. Let's get right into it.
So ask yourself, are you truly self-made or absolutely dependent? It's kind of the ultimate test of how we view the world. We're going to explore a massive, a truly cosmic shift in perspective today by unpacking the wisdom hidden inside two incredible chapters of the Quran, Surah Fatir and Surah Saba. Now, both of these surahs share this magnificent thematic link. They both open with Alhamdulillah, an absolute declaration of praise to the Creator. But as you'll see, they approach our relationship with that Creator from two very different angles. So, here's our roadmap for today's journey. 1. The illusion of independence. 2. Signs of the originator. 3. The tale of Sheba. 4. Gratitude is an action. And finally, number 5. Transforming your daily life. All right, starting with Section 1, the illusion of independence. Let's go ahead and tackle this 21st century delusion head-on, this pervasive idea that we are somehow the absolute masters of our own destiny.
Okay, we really need to redefine a word we use all the time, poverty. When the Quran speaks of our faqr, or spiritual poverty, it is not talking about your bank account. It's describing our true default existential state. What does that mean? It means that without Allah, we don't just lack wealth, we literally lack existence itself. We rely on Him for the air we breathe, the heart that beats in our chest, even the thoughts forming in our minds right now. It is an inescapable, unchangeable reality.
This reality is captured so perfectly in Surah Fatir, verse 15. Honestly, it's like a theological missile aimed directly at the heart of human arrogance. It says, all mankind, you are the poor in need of Allah, while Allah is the free of need, the praiseworthy. Here we see human faqr, our absolute, undeniable poverty, contrasted beautifully with divine ghina, Allah's absolute self-sufficiency. He doesn't need anything from us. And the amazing part? By embracing this reality, by actually admitting that we are just needy beggars at the door of the rich king, we're actually freed from the exhausting burden of the ego. Finding true strength actually means admitting our total weakness before Allah.
Moving to Section 2, Signs of the Originator. Let's look at how Surah Fatir proves this ultimate reality by describing Allah as Al-Fatir, the unparalleled originator, whose creative genius is visible literally everywhere.
Consider one of the most stunning recurring motifs in Surah Fatir, the incredible variety of colors in creation. Just think about it. From the varying hues of fruits that are all somehow nourished by the exact same rain, to these majestic tracts of white, red, and intensely black mountains, all the way to the breathtaking diverse colors among humanity and creatures itself. So why does the Quran highlight all this? Well, because this infinite variety is actually the ultimate proof of a single unified creator. It reveals a God who is almost sour, the ultimate artist. The surah connects this directly to the concept of true knowledge. It's telling us that the more you truly know about this diverse universe, whether you're an astronomer, a botanist, or an artist, the more that knowledge should naturally lead you to a state of profound awe and reverential fear of the Creator. Real knowledge shouldn't breed arrogance, right? It should breed awe.
Now let's transition from the massive cosmic reality of nature down into the gritty reality of human history. Section 3, the tale of Sheba. This brings us right to Surah Saba and the ancient, incredibly prosperous kingdom of Sheba.
This right here is a terrifying divine case study. In the first era, the people of Saba, which was located in modern-day Yemen, were blessed with just unimaginable prosperity. They had immense agricultural wealth, which was symbolized by these two massive, lush gardens fed by the Great Merib Dam. But as they rolled into Era 2, they completely failed the test of prosperity. They became incredibly entitled. They actually grew bored with their life of ease and literally asked for harder journeys. Can you imagine? And that hubris led straight into Era 3, the devastating Sail al-Aram, or the flood of the dam, which basically wiped their entire civilization off the map. It's a timeless, sobering warning that the greatest threat to a society isn't always some external enemy. It's the internal spiritual diseases of arrogance and ingratitude.
But
Thankfully, there is an alternative. Section 4. Gratitude is an action. You see, the Quran doesn't just show us the disease, it always gives us the cure.
Surah Saba uses a really powerful literary device here, which is juxtaposition. Think about the kingdom of Sheba on one side, arrogant, entitled, ungrateful, and ultimately destroyed by that massive flood. Now contrast that directly with the kingdoms of prophets David and Solomon, peace be upon them. They were given power and wealth that completely dwarfed whatever Sheba had, and yet they remained profoundly humble. Why? Because they viewed every single blessing not as a right or something they were entitled to, but as a direct test from Allah.
This crucial point is summed up perfectly in this verse from Surah Saba. Work, O family of David, in gratitude. Look at that phrasing. Allah doesn't just tell them to passively feel grateful. He specifically commands them to work in gratitude. Shukr is an action. It's taking your God-given skills, your wealth, your time, and actively using them in a way that is righteous and pleasing to the giver. And definitely notice the very end of the verse, few of my servants are the truly grateful. That right there is the ultimate goal. We should all be striving to be among the Khalil, that cherished elite minority of believers who are actively, practically grateful every single day.
Which leads perfectly into our final section. Section 5, Transforming Your Daily Life. So, how exactly do we take these massive theological concepts and historical lessons and apply them to our normal daily routines as modern Muslims? Well, here's a highly practical framework you can use. Think of it as a daily gratitude audit. Step 1. Consciously acknowledge your spiritual poverty. When you start your daily dua, don't just jump straight into asking for things. Start by admitting your absolute total dependence on Al-Ghani, the self-sufficient. Step 2. Recognize every single blessing, your job, your health, your intellect, as a test of how you're going to use it. Step 3. Express thanks through righteous work. Let your absolute excellence at your job become a literal act of worship and gratitude. And step 4, actively replace your complaints with Alhamdulillah. Stuck in endless traffic? Alhamdulillah, you have a car to sit in. It seems small, but this simple mental shift literally rewires your brain. It moves you from a state of entitlement to proactive praise, completely dismantling that illusion of self-sufficiency. So I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. Are you building gardens or are you building thorns? Think about it. The flood that destroyed Saba came from the exact same dam that was the source of their prosperity. The blessings we fail to be grateful for can so easily become the source of our own downfall. So how are you going to use your blessings tomorrow? Really take a moment today to reflect on that. And as a warm reminder, if this explainer helps shift your perspective even a little bit today, just hit that subscribe icon so you can stay connected to content that keeps your heart firmly anchored in truth. Until next time, keep reflecting and keep working in gratitude.